The Carabao Cup second round continues. This is one of two all-Premier League ties as West Ham United host AFC Bournemouth in the southern section. A defeat and a win so far for the Hammers under their new boss, Julian Lopetegui, beaten 2-1 here by Aston Villa 2-1 11 days ago. They then saw off Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park on Saturday. For these Bournemouth players, back-to-back 1-1 draws, coming from behind to earn a point at Nottingham Forest, then seeing a 1-0 lead slip at home to Newcastle on Sunday. They had a late winner controversially ruled out by VAR for handball, which left their coach, Anthony Iraola, fuming. No VAR tonight to worry about, not until the semi-finals of this competition. So what can we expect this evening? Remember, there has to be a winner here. If scores are level after 90 minutes, then we will go straight to penalties. The crowd's coming in to the London Stadium. We're not expecting a full house, but ticket prices have been reduced. And Kids for a Quid is in operation here tonight as well. So there's going to be plenty of supporters in the London Stadium who are enjoying their first visit to East London to see the Hammers play. And it's really important to look after that next generation of fans. Bournemouth have won 9 of their last 10 second-round ties in this competition. The one exception, a 6-0 thrashing at Norwich City 3 years ago. This is the scene at the London Stadium as West Ham United prepare to host AFC Bournemouth for a place in round 3 of the Carabao Cup. The third round draw takes place later tonight. Which of these two Premier League clubs will make it through to the last 32? I'm Gary Taphouse, joining us for this one. A man who's played in this competition for 8 different clubs, scoring 9 goals in the process. It is Michael Brown. What are your pre-match thoughts, Michael?
I think the thoughts are always it's a round that you want to get through, you want to win. It's for players who haven't played so much, who can get some involvement, show especially the West Ham manager who's just come in that you're ready, you're up for the task, you want to be involved going forward. Bournemouth's perspective, he knows much better the squad, he's had to change it around, but interesting, still not finding your feet at this stage of the season. These are the games that get you into rhythm in the middle of the week, and I expect a decent game, 2 strong teams.
Obviously early days, isn't it? What have you made of the start that the two teams have made to this campaign?
I think you've got to be relatively pleased. I think going forward, this West Ham side that have to show a different style, a different flair. That's what's expected at this stadium because of David Moyes' reign. Didn't go down so well in the end, although it was a very good one. And this manager comes in, they've supported him in the transfer budget, bringing some exceptional players through the door, and now he's got to find a way of finding a better West Ham going forward. So I expect a really strong sort of start to the game from West Ham. But overall, Bournemouth, unlucky as you said at the weekend, they should have gone on and won the game, but I do feel they had a really slow start, didn't they, last season, and they got in the groove, in the rhythm of star player, we know that. But I feel like Bournemouth is starting to sustain momentum in the Premier League.
Yeah, it's easy to forget that they didn't win any of their first 9 games last season. Bournemouth found themselves in the bottom 3, but they really backed Anthony Iraola, and of course they ended up with a terrific finish in the Premier League, a record Premier League point tally. The bubble machines are on here at the London Stadium, as they always are pre-match. They worked very, very hard to generate a really good atmosphere here as the players come out in front of us. Bournemouth's first ever Premier League win actually came away to West Ham back in 2015. Remember that Callum Wilson hat-trick at Upton Park, a 4-3 victory. And they have won here as well at the London Stadium in 2018. They came from behind to win 2-1. Both meetings in the Premier League last season ended in 1-1 draws. On both occasions, the away side took the lead. Dom Solanke scored in both those games for the Cherries last season. Jared Bowen scored a cracker at the Vitality. James Ward-Prowse netted a penalty late on here back in February. West Ham unbeaten in the last 6 meetings with Bournemouth. 20 meetings in all. The Hammers have only ever failed to score in one of those. That was 5 years ago at the Vitality. Let's have a look at the teams for you. 8 changes for West Ham from their victory at Crystal Palace, with only Max Kilman, Thomas Soucek and Jared Bowen keeping their places. There are full debuts for Crescencio Somerville, Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Nicholas Füllkrug. Lucas Fabianski makes his 200th West Ham appearance. As for Bournemouth, Anthony Iraola makes 7 changes. Neto, Senesi, Christie and Sunday's goalscorer Tavernier retain their places. There's a full debut for Dan Jevison up front. A first appearance of the season for James Hill at fullback. Record signing Evan Nilsson is among the subs. Ilya Zabani makes his 50th appearance for the Cherries. Well, who are you keen to see during this one, Michael?
I think it's the man in the picture, James Ward-Prowse, because you understand exactly what he's got, that wonderful technique, set pieces. He's been a mainstay in teams for quite a considerable time now, and the question marks are just being put out there: is he going to leave the football club? So, interested to see him start. How does he get on? But on the other side, when you talk about Bournemouth players, there's lots of signings, unusual to see such a youngster coming in from Sheffield United, Daniel Jefferson, but I feel he's not really hit the ground running, but he's got all the attributes. It's a big game for him. If he can only get on the score sheet, get some minutes, you might see him being a permanent outfit at Bournemouth and not going out on that loan.
Yeah, a lot of talk of him going on loan this season, but he's starting this one. There's the referee, Peter Banks. As I say, no VAR at this stage of the competition. West Ham's second round record is outstanding in this competition. They've won 15 of their last 19 at this stage, and of course they've got a burly front man as well in Nicholas Füllkrug, who we saw plenty of at the Euros. A handful, to say the least. He'll lead the line for the Hammers this evening. So we're off and underway. Should be a really cracking cup tie, this. All 5 Premier League clubs involved last night went through. That can't happen tonight, though, with 2 all Premier League ties, including here in East London. So will it be the Hammers or the Cherries who make it through to that third round draw later this evening? It is the first time these clubs have met in this competition for 25 years. Harry Redknapp's West Ham beat his old club Bournemouth by 2-0 at Upton Park on that occasion. Bournemouth in their change strip, attacking the goal away to our left in this first half. Touch here for Smith, who's starting at left back, as he has done on many an occasion. Sinisterra. Now Alex Scott getting a start tonight. Senesi. This is a chance to get it forward to Scott. Smith. Sinisterra. Howson. I mentioned before the game that it would be a 50th appearance for Zabani if he were to come on. Same for Semenyo. Smith with the outside of his boot, and a good take from Fabianski.
It's a really strong start, isn't it, from Bournemouth? Want to get the ball around, move it, be confident. You know they want to play with a high tempo, high press. They want the full-backs to get into forward areas. Yes, it's a lot for Adam Smith, but he still makes those positions, tries to get that left foot cross in, but really interesting start.
Jarrod Bowen keeping his place from the weekend, wearing the armband as well. I think there was a feeling that perhaps he was a little bit leggy on the opening day, needs to get a few more minutes under his belt. Looked good at Palace though at the weekend for sure. It is a strong West Ham team despite the changes. And why shouldn't it be? Why shouldn't a team like West Ham try and win this competition? The runner is Wan-Bissaka. Out it goes by Dean Howson. Ward-Prowse. That's for Tavernier, scorer against Newcastle at the weekend. Hoiked forward by Howson. Good goal it was from Tavernier on Sunday. We saw the usual golf club celebration, which James Ward-Prowse favours as well. There is Iraola, led Bournemouth to that club record Premier League points tally of 48 last season. Somerville for West Ham. Howson across, Senesi across, should I say. That's his header as well. Soufal to take the throw for West Ham United. Might be thinking about the longer throw here.
Not sure they're allowed to do a longer throw with attractive, free-flowing football that they're expected to put forward and play. The pressure's going to be on, isn't it, this West Ham side? How they're going to adapt to it. These nights are obviously a little bit different when you've made lots of changes to be able to be fluid with what the manager wants to do. You're still learning your side so early on in the season.
Howson wearing number 2. Chipped forward by James Hill. This is the earlier up towards Ouattara, headed up and away by Soufal.
These set pieces are always interesting as well. As you're finding your way, start a season, new setups, deliveries, personnel not really sure what you've got to be and who goes and attacks it and what's going to come up against.
Bournemouth scored 11 Premier League goals from corners last season, one of the best records in the division. Tavernier's ball towards the near post, it actually hit Sinisterra. Goal kick. It's been a decent opening 5 minutes from the Cherries here.
Just trying to get in front of people, that little flick near post, never really going to trouble Fabianski.
Got in front of Soufal very easily there though. Bournemouth got to round 4 in each of the last 2 seasons. Beaten by Liverpool last year. Newcastle the year before that. Christie. Senesi. Here's Ouattara. Hit it straight against Wan-Bissaka. Wide it goes by Kilman, who was terrific at Crystal Palace at the weekend. A real virtuoso display. Alvarez knocks it back to Souček.
Just finding a way now, moving it around, trying to get comfortable. Both managers shouting orders, but we've just got to grow in confidence. I feel like the wide players have got to start getting some better positions, higher areas, 1v1s. Bournemouth will try and counter very quick when they get the opportunity.
Todibo with the ball forward, but it's collected here by Alex Scott. Tavernier. Sinisterra holding off Sifal. Ouattara available on that far side, but his touch lets him down. Seen him play right side, left side, even quite a few games at left back for Bournemouth last season. Of course, it was he who had that controversial goal controversially disallowed, should I say, at the end of the game against Newcastle. The handball, much discussed.
Well, we'll see if anything's done about it. We'll soon see.
Sinisterra looking for Ouattara. Wan-Bissaka out on that left side for West Ham, just as Smith is for Bournemouth. There is Lopetegui, 3 months into the job. Replacing David Moyes, of course, who won the Europa Conference League. West Ham hoping to be playing in a slightly different way. Perhaps a bit less pragmatic. Might take a bit of time.
It takes time, but you have to have the results to go with it, to grow in confidence, to be able to continue on that journey.
Alex Scott. Well, it was a lovely drop of the shoulder. The end product was lacking, but he's a player with so much ability.
Just look at that, though, the confidence, squaring people up, getting into areas, leaving the midfield, drifting into advanced positions, and he shifts it really well. He sees it far post. Tries to wrap his foot around it. I don't think that's the worst effort.
Here's Smith. Part of the side that got promoted to the Premier League the first time, of course, in 2015. Straight out of play by Scott. We picked him up too much.
Yeah, but what about his touch initially? Brilliant, over his head, did everything. And then just that pass down the line, let him down. But again, yeah, you talk about Adam Smith, the amount of games, the length he's been at that football club, right through the journey. The managers, super professional. I met him early on in my career.
Tottenham boy, of course, wasn't he? £250,000 Bournemouth paid for him over a decade ago. They've certainly got their value out of him. There he is with the chest off, with the interception. Senesi. That's an excellent pass to Tavernier. Christie. Smith. Just a little nudge on Bowen.
A nice touch again, wasn't it? Into the area, that awareness. There was a little nudge, wasn't it, on Bowen? He tracks back so well. It's underestimated at times what you do as a forward player in wider areas. Very disciplined. He always generally goes with the runners.
Fair to say, it's a fairly low-key start here. out of play off Adam Smith. Be a throw to the Hammers. Twice runners up in this competition, but it's getting towards the dim and distant past. Got to the final in 1966 and 1981. Alvarez. That's a giveaway by Todibo. Tavernier trying to race through. A good recovery.
Yeah, just that pass, you've got to be tighter when it gets into the areas. Good forward pass, and you see Tavernier wants to get that left shot away.
All the way through there for Sinisterra. Scott. Senesi. Just a little bit of a lack of intensity at the moment. It's a lovely touch from Bowen, but good covering from Smith.
He's so dangerous, isn't he, Bowen? Once he gets into areas, go both ways. We've seen what he can do when he comes inside. He's got that far corner finish or the near post one. He's really a standout star for West Ham.
Scored an absolute beauty against Bournemouth last season at the Vitality. Had the pleasure of commentating on both of those games actually last season in the Premier League. Ball bounces through to Neto. Bowen scored the winner in that Conference League final, then scored their first goal of the season at the Vitality last campaign. Absolute cracker. That was Iraola's first match, and Solanke popped up with a late equaliser to pinch a point for the Cherries. Solanke scored again here, only for Bournemouth to concede a late penalty. Certainly not a lot between them here so far. Senesi.
It's been very safe, isn't it? So you can move it through the thirds, passes into areas, but to go into advanced positions, make those runs, start testing people out.
It's got that early season feel, to be sure.
I get that though, as a player you just want to feel your way in, just get used to being back on there in competitive matches pre-season. If you haven't played so much, is different to when you start getting these games, and the change in personnel as well. Both clubs do certainly change the game.
So foul forward, Bowen. Kilman with the ball down that left side for Wan-Bissaka. That's better. Terrific run. Ricocheted back off him via Senesi, but that's what he's all about. Loves rampaging forward.
It's a brilliant run. Twisted right and left, like he was running out of space, but it's a give and go. Great feet, first and second, and then I just think he maybe just gets a slight knock on his knee or a dead leg just above it. He's certainly in a bit of discomfort.
Good signing, I think. So impressive when he first came through at Crystal Palace. Prompted Manchester United to pay 50 million for him. I think he'll do a terrific job for Lopetegui. £15 million West Ham paid. Significant reduction. Wan-Bissaka with the clearance there. Ward-Prowse. Todibo. Todibo, the Frenchman who signed on a season-long loan from Nice. West Ham do have the option to make that permanent.
I think you just look at Bournemouth now, the confidence and taking the ball in areas with that short pass or one that stretches teams out, but the start so far, I think Scott wants to get on it, wants to make advances, very comfortable in and around, and just trying to just block that off in central areas, forcing Bournemouth down the sides.
Senesi to Sinisterra, skips away from Soufal, taken on by Scott. Christie, no way through there. But, Alex Scott won it back very swiftly. They'll go behind for a goal kick.
This is the problem now, isn't it? The delay, waiting a little bit too long. The momentum's going. I think if I'm the home side, I want to create momentum. I want the crowd to be up. I want to set the tone. I want to put the away side under pressure, and just don't seem to be getting that at the moment. I'm standing there saying I'm at West Ham with this team. I'm okay. You take your time. Gets me set. Gets me get straight after you whenever possible.
Nicely done, Somerville. Well, that came to a swift end, and here's Sinisterra for the Cherries. Wide by Scott. No way through there for Jefferson, but he's managed to retrieve it. Great recovery from Wan-Bissaka. Bowen, no foul.
The teams are just giving the ball away a little bit, but just looking at Wan-Bissaka, the two slide tackles, that is signature Wan-Bissaka in areas where he's lost possession. The recovery is so good.
Yeah, not many better one-on-one, is there?
You normally say you don't go to ground as a defender, but with him it's hard to do that because generally that's his strength. That's how he wins the ball back. There's a fine line of getting that right, and he seems to do it more often.
Overplayed by Souček. Frustration. You can sense it all around us here. The goalkeeper's underworked so far. Tavernier did superbly well there. Jefferson, can he steamroller his way through? Well, there was just no way through in the end. He did his best. This is Scott. He won't get past Soufal there. Bowen. Risky. Sinisterra. And behind it goes for a corner. Kilman on the cover.
Just look at this, Bowen in a little bit of trouble, but it's wonderful skill here on the line. That little flick, then delay. Oh, Bournemouth managed to keep it going on several occasions there. Jebasi and then Sinistera. Just making sure that West Ham don't get out, but now the set piece got to be a little bit better quality.
Yeah, I tried to find Sinistera on the near post last time. In swinger from Scott, and Senesi was on that far post, tried to head it back across goal, but too close to Fabianski midway through the first half.
Just the understanding there, wasn't it? Somerville was laying it off, trying to get in behind. Ward-Prowse generally more on point with deliveries.
Really keen to make an impression here. Somerville, I'm sure the Dutchman wants to get into the Premier League starting 11 on a regular basis after his move from Leeds. £25 million, good business again.
It's a strange scenario. I've been in that position where you go from the Championship club doing really well, playing every week, and then how do you get in the team, the competition, the level of players are so much different.
Given away by Souček. Tavernier to Sinistera, Somerville's old teammate. Scott, Christie, and again deflected behind for a corner. Just one or two sloppy moments from West Ham.
It's just that ball retention, isn't it? But then, as we know, you want to counter quickly, comfortable in possession. And when you get into these areas, can you make something happen? Can you take a risk? Can you get a ball across the face? And that's what they're trying to do.
Third corner for AFC Bournemouth. They do favour the in-swinger. Tavernier with this one. Oh, the goalkeeper didn't deal with it and headed wide. Well, that was James Hill, the fullback, with an opportunity.
He's under a bit of pressure, isn't he? Fabianski just gets his punch away, they keep it, ring the area. I tell you what, you have a little look at that again. It's got to do a little bit better. When you come in, defender, look at it, just catches it wrong.
Well, 25 minutes. West Ham yet to have a shot of any description. Wouldn't happen too often here at the London Stadium, that. Four for Bournemouth.
It's flat, isn't it, from a West Ham perspective? As I say, Bournemouth, more possession, just growing into it, they're getting a feel for it. You know, the bigger West Ham players have got to get on the ball, but they've got to be fed, they've got to get into an area. I think they're not getting sort of into the final third enough.
Well, touches in the opposition box. Bournemouth 14, West Ham 0 so far. Could it change here? Wan-Bissaka beaten to it by Ouattara. But he's tried to drop a shoulder and he's got it wrong. Wan-Bissaka's cross, headed away by Smith. Guided down for Sofal. Scott is the defender. Souček. Well, he's dealt with that, Neto. There'll be a throw to the Hammers.
They weren't the cleanest of crosses, were they? But at least there's a little bit of intent in getting to those positions, but got to have better quality, that's got to have pace on it.
Sheet say the crowd as Todibo lets fly. And then Unfortunately for him, he's fouled his man and will get yellow carded for that.
I think the counter was there, everyone was trying to recover. But what happened on the shoulder, you see how quick, you see him looking. Jefferson, I think it is, just comes across. He's quick. If you pull out, like you've got to. In those situations, he knows full well he's going to get a yellow card.
Well, I'm sure he didn't expect to have to make that tackle just a couple of seconds after shooting from 35 yards.
It was ambitious, the crowd wanted it, they asked for a shot. I don't really blame them at this stage to be wanting a little bit more in those areas, but then the recovery run was there. I think you've just got to be patient, get yourself into trouble.
Yep, too many passes going astray in this first half. We know these two teams are capable of so much more. Of course, you have to bear in mind a lot of changes from both teams, bound to have an effect. Equally, you want the players that come in to really stake a claim, don't you? That's what the managers will want. Wan-Bissaka. Ward-Prowse. Todibo. All the way back.
So they're looking at it, they want to try and play forward. There's a little bit of uncertainty in the play. And this is what's going to take time with the new manager, when to do it. Everybody gets on the same page, it's details, when the ball's set, whether it goes in behind, whether it's in wider positions, what's the next pass. See forward runs there to clear the space, but be tighter in the touch there.
Scott. He's certainly one who's added a bit of a touch of class in this first half, but again the through ball was wayward and he's compounded the error by barging into the back of Bowen. He's frustrated with himself, isn't he, because he had a great chance to slot it through, gave it away, and now he's got a yellow card.
Yeah, he will be disappointed because what he had, there's not much in that really, but the referee, you're getting into areas right on top of it, when you just give one yellow card, you're going to give another. The point is he could have made the simple pass to wide left. He didn't. He tried to slide an absolute amazing pass through the middle, and that's what got him caught out.
Well, perhaps Iraola will be the happier of the two coaches so far. Sofal here, who wasn't in the original starting 11. It was a late change in the warm-up. Aaron Cresswell suffered an injury, so Sofal came in. That's why Wan-Bissaka had to go out on the left-hand side. This time it's a foul on Scott. Well, Fulkrug, understandably frustrated, he's seen so little of the ball. Hill. Senesi. Up towards Jefferson. Did as much as he could, really. Wan-Bissaka puts his foot through it. Sinistera.
They do look confident, don't they? We've got to say, they want to try and take the ball. This Bournemouth team now Raiola, after that slow start, he seemed to have that understanding right throughout the squad. And that's why he was brought to the football club, to play possession-based football, to press, to counter wherever possible with speed and pace. It's interesting season what they're going to produce.
Ward-Prowse. Lopetegui applauding as he switches it to Sofal here. His Czech teammate Souček groans as West Ham go backwards. It's been that sort of half, I'm afraid. Ends up all the way back with Łukasz Fabianski. Caught in possession, working hard to retrieve. Back it goes by Adam Smith. Long from Neto, too long. I'd love to say it's got that cup tie feel. There's plenty of time for that, but so far it's been a pretty underwhelming encounter.
I think we can take the positives, can we not? We can say,
we
well,
can.
okay, forward passes, people want to have possession, but again, it's got to be of better quality. I think that's the point, isn't it? It's the tempo of the game, take a few more risks, and let's start just making things happen. The away side will be delighted. They'll have expected miles more when they're seeing this team sheet from this West Ham team.
Souček left, frustrated. Halsen. Senesi. Ten minutes to half-time. Back it goes by Halsen, and you can see he's saying there was nothing on for me. They weren't making good enough runs for him. Christie. Senesi. Tavernier. Very, very good tackle from Alvarez. He's then brought down by Luis Sinisterra. Toribo. Lovely ball that from Sofal to Wan-Bissaka. Played that without looking to Somerville. James Ward-Prowse now. You can hear the crowd demanding a little bit more from West Ham. Sinisterra. Jefferson, so often a willing runner. Kilman dealing with that problem. No problem. Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, big price tag, wasn't it, for him? He's going to have to do well. I feel like he's got the confidence to do that. Well played there.
Player that Lopetegui knew from his all too brief spell at Wolves. And he had 8 months there. Lopetegui left a year ago, just before the last season began. Ward-Prowse. Somerville. Got it through to Wan-Bissaka. Bowen. Ricocheted off Fulkrug's toe. Well, a rare West Ham attack in this first half.
They countered quickly. They're asking for a foul, Bournemouth, in the build-up, but that little run continues. The ball comes back. Just didn't expect it, did he? It comes so quick. Just hits him on the foot. But probably hope to get more opportunities than he has done so far.
Now, if you were the match statistician, would you count that as a shot, Michael?
No.
Well, I'm just asking because it'd be interesting to know. At the moment, they've had so few.
There's not. There might have been a little tiny foul in the build-up to it. But willing runners there in the wider areas, overlaps, etc. But there's got to be more of it. Still being very, very slow in the build-up.
I've been to this ground and been so entertained on so many occasions. Here comes a long-range effort. That certainly counts as a shot. And Fulkrug didn't wait for a second invitation.
Fulkrug, when he gets into these positions, what he's going to try and do. Get that shot away. I'm not sure why he goes to go near post. It's a little bit blocked. Expect him to go far, but at least have the confidence to take it on.
And it leads to West Ham's first corner. Ward-Prowse. Well, he wanted Souček to get that flick, but Hill was certainly alert to that danger.
Look at set pieces, Ward-Prowse and Souček, that's them.
Same again. Oh, but this time it was guided down by Fulkrug, and Souček attacked it with venom and relish.
We've seen him late arrivals into areas, second balls, he puts the pressure on, but he comes alive here. Everybody desperately trying to stop it, get anywhere near it to defend it.
Final 5 minutes of the first half here at the London Stadium. So foul, clever ball, Bowen. Across came Senesi, and right in front of the referee's assistant. Free kick is given. Senesi not happy about it. There was a raised arm, wasn't there?
I think as well, that's the point when you give fouls away, whether you're standing your ground, whether that is a foul. But what they have to now do is forget it, deal with it. And these are the areas now, organisation key. Goalkeeper, Tavernier just lining that wall up, because if anyone can drift it past near post, you know, Ward-Prowse can. His delivery is generally on point.
Yeah, not many better in the Premier League from this sort of situation. It is Ward-Prowse, and it is on the money. And that is West Ham's first attempt on target in the game. Fulkrug with the header. Very comfortable stop though for Neto. Here's Tavernier. Well, real signs now that West Ham are getting their act together. Bowen. So foul. Beautifully done. Somerville's in, and Somerville's over, a long way over.
It's the first time we've seen a forward pass. Lovely little touch into those positions. It sits up, but you must hit the target. I think after your first touch, takes the second. It's the timing. Yes, he's under pressure. Defenders coming across, and at that stage of the quality, we're talking about Premier League players, got to finish that.
Championship player of the season. Last campaign, 19 goals, 9 assists.
I think that was the difference in the pass, though, isn't it? It slid in with pace, so you can obviously use that little set, the runs start to happen. That's what we're talking about. It's just been too rigid. Waiting for somebody else to do something.
Bowen out wide here for Toriba. Senesi away, very calmly. Tavernier. Jefferson. Back to Tavernier. Scott. Now Ouattara. Heads for the byline. Haven't really seen enough of the Burkina Faso international out on that right-hand side.
Again, slowing it down. They've just had a really good spell, West Ham. Shots on target, into positions, good chances, ball retention. I feel like they want to slow it. I don't think the goalkeeper needs to do that. Put the pressure on and continue. I know we're right on half-time, probably thinking we're done now. We'll go and reset, and we're going to have a think in the dressing room where we can improve, where we can get a little bit better. A slight trailing arm there.
Fulkrug not one to shy away from the physical side of the game. Senesi can also be placed into that category. Just the 1 minute of stoppage time, which isn't a huge surprise. Senesi. Christie. Hill. Ouattara! Great stop. Oh, what an audacious effort that was. Hill came down the right-hand side, allowing Ouattara to move in field and make an extra man in the middle.
Well, that's a wonderful, ridiculous, really, how he can actually take that on in that position. Special talent. Well, how unlucky, what a goal that would have been.
Not really in keeping with this half, but that's a fabulous attempt. Scott's corner. And that is half-time. Well, no goals and very few clear-cut openings. Fulkrug with a shot for West Ham. They didn't have many. We saw that wonderful effort right on half-time from Dongo Ouattara, how he flicked that, so nearly flicked it in. Fabulous save from Fabianski, but really, overall, a very disappointing 45 minutes from two teams who were capable of so much more. Somerville there, blasting over when well placed. Quite certain the second half will be a lot better than the 45 minutes.